They're certainly not planning to at the moment. Now, I don't know for sure if what I'm about to say is correct. So any of you, and I know there are lots of oncology nurses and doctors, etc. in here, so please correct me if I'm wrong. When they took my reproductive set out, it was localised. They had caught lymph nodes where it was and they had removed them. And at that point, the hope was that they had removed all the cancer cells, because a cancer cell is like a dandelion seed. But hopefully they were all attached to the dandelions and they had got rid of it. And the chemotherapy that I was having was what was known as adjuvant. And the idea of that was to just make quite sure if there were any free cells floating around, it killed them. Now, because it was up in my neck, and it was up in my neck before I started the second lot of chemo, it had broken free. So although when they staged it on surgery, being 3C, in fact it was stage 4 because it was already out of my reproductive tract. Now, the problem with that is, like a dandelion, the cancer is now everywhere. It's all over me. And they could indeed remove it. They could remove that chunk of bowel. But the problem with that is that they can't give you chemotherapy and operate at the same time. It prevents healing. So if you give chemotherapy to somebody who's about to have surgery, that bowel, the wound won't heal because the chemotherapy is designed to stop cells replicating and sorting the cells out. So you have to wait at least 3 months. Now, here's the issue. If they operated, they'd have to stop chemo, they'd take that bowel out, and in that 3 months, because it's everywhere, it would start growing somewhere else. So what they're doing, and like I said, I could be wrong, so please correct me if I am, what they're aiming to do is giving me loads of chemotherapy and immunotherapy to see if my body sorts itself out. Because if that shrinks, and it could even disappear, probably won't, but it might, if it shrinks and it goes away, then they've got rid of, like dandelion seeds blowing in the wind, because it only takes one seed to land somewhere deeply inconvenient, like my liver, my lungs, my heart, and start growing, and I'm well and truly buggered. So that's the plan. Once you get to stage 4, you don't operate, I don't believe, because of this problem. They could, I presume, if it suddenly grew really, really huge and was blocking my bowel and I was otherwise healthy, I presume they probably could operate to remove it. However, they wouldn't be able to give me chemotherapy, so if further tumours dropped up, I'd again be buggered. So that wouldn't be done in any way to cure, it would just be done to remove a blockage. And I'm not even sure if they would do that, to be fair.